Guys, it's finally here. At today's PlayStation State of Play event, Sony actually just started off the whole thing with the reveal of the long awaited Resident Evil 4's remake. What's crazy is that this game is even releasing March next year, and it's even being built for virtual reality headsets as well. Guys, here's the trailer for any of you who missed the Sony's presentation from last night here.
Me. Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
So, the Callisto Protocol, which was officially unveiled about 2 years ago, just in case you somehow missed out on the new third-person horror IP by Glenn Schofield, the same guy behind Dead Space games, is now actually releasing on all consoles and PCs December 2nd. This year. Honestly guys, there's not a whole lot more to talk about with this one, except this is a pretty damn good trailer, so make sure to not waste a second of it here.
Let that go.
Because your new life is entirely in my hands. I'm just trying to give you a chance at rebirth. I just love that last part. Gives me chills every time.
Life in there just so that it's not a completely dead scene. And then as we look above us, we see the massive engine, and it makes us feel small and insignificant, right? It's looming.
Now, coming up behind that, actually EA Games just announced that Dead Space Remake will now launch January 27 next year, and as mentioned before, coming to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PCs only. Now here's the thing, if you have missed out on the latest development live stream for the remake, you can actually get a good look at what there is in store by the time. Also, in case you're wondering, the game does stay pretty damn true to the original one with an I insist on this word, otherworldly enhanced audio, better visuals, and of course better gameplay. Check it out.
I love the masks on sign up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite thematic.
Safety first.
Exactly.
Dead Space is a game about safety.
Okay, so in this state, now we're in a state where it's starting to, we've powered the room, so the engine is slowly starting to rotate, a little bit of life to it. Lights, you can see the blood.
But isn't that how our spiritual journey begins?
Moving on, we've got Chant, announced precisely 1 year ago, since to this day, and again came our way with a new trailer earlier this year, and the fact that it is now releasing on both generation of consoles in addition to PCs October 25. See, for those of you new, Chen, what we have here is actually described as a psychedelic action horror. What in terms of gameplay though works, as you can see, as a third-person action adventure. Does that sound interesting? Take a look.
This can't be real! Hello?
You, of all people, have the audacity to question me? You, who emerged from the putrid waters of the bayou.
Moving on to number 5, we have The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners sequel, or well, literally Chapter 2, going by Retribution. What's supposed to be a direct contribution to the VR zombie survival game with more weapons, new maps, and the ability to roam around the world at night, albeit with more risks and danger. Here's the trailer. Developers actually yet to reveal a release date, but it is supposedly releasing by the end of 2022. Yeah.
It was I who shined as a beacon of hope for all. The tower cries out for blood, and I vow to spill it. When the bells ring, the song they sing will be righteous.
Coming up at number 6, guys, it's Greyhill Incident. Almost officially announced first-person survival horror game, and guess what? This one's actually based on aliens and UFO abductions. That is, by the way, kind of a first for quite a while, to be specific, and believe it or not, actually incorporating open-world elements to some extent as well. Here's the trailer. Greyhill Incident is currently scheduled to come out in summer this year and into PCs only. Check it out.
Brandon, they're here. Make sure that everybody is inside the lodge for tonight. Lock the doors. No one in, no one out. No one. Got it? I'll be back first thing in the morning, and we'll get you all on the road.
So, no more than a couple of months ago, assuming you didn't catch up on this one, Supermassive Games announced actually a spiritual successor to another one of its games, called Until Dawn. Actually, well, a brand new game going by the name The Quarry. What the company itself described to be a cinematic adventure sort of horror game, actually pretty much in the same vein as the other game, Until Dawn. Quarry, however, technically speaking, has actually no connection to the company's previous games, and here you can expect to see a lot of new features added. Check it out, this game's coming to all consoles and PCs on June 10th.
Ryan?
Hey! Run! Anything needs to happen, please!
We ain't playing games no more, little girl.
There's something coming! 1, 2, lost. Max, we're lost. 3!
Terrified kids are bad for business.
You have to cut it off! Cut it off!
Anyway, maybe just ease up on the ghost stories. Sorry. Just stick to Kumbaya next time, okay?
What's that?
You guys don't do Kumbaya anymore?
I can't tell you over the phone, but I haven't encountered anything like this before.
Bravo 7, this is Bravo 6. Do you copy?
Howard Cross is behind all this. Come to the hotel, and be careful.
Alright, just so we get this one out of the way quickly, or well, sooner rather than later, Eternal Evil is now available on Steam since God knows when, maybe last year, as a free-to-play game and through Prologue only. This is for those of you who missed out, as you can see, a classic survival game with first-person perspective, maybe somewhere between Resident Evil Village and the old ones in the series. Check it out, this game's set to be coming out in its full in about a few months from now, and for PCs only.
Can anyone hear me? Please help me. I am at the police station. Over.
And what's gonna poach humans? They kill each other and destroy the earth out of their greed. And after the
Coming up at number 10, I'm not sure. We've got Madison, a psychological horror game at its heart from last year. Well, some of you might have been familiar with already from earlier, but honestly, hands down one of the real standout first-person horror projects in the making in terms of graphics. The good news is that the game is finally releasing on July 8th after just about a dozen delays and coming to PCs, PlayStation and Xbox consoles into both generation, in addition to the Nintendo Switch. Here.
The attic.
Up next it is Frigid, well technically an exploration-based survival horror game inspired by the Thing movies, as you can see set in an Arctic region, apparently Canada, where a cataclysmic event puts you into a fight to survive sort of situation against nature. So yeah, this game is, as you can see, an open world, and all set after a deadly virus has hit this part of the Earth's wildlife. Check it out, this game's coming to PCs we hear in about only a few months from now.
Started randomly all over the outskirts of town while hunters reported powerful yet sporadic sounds coming from deep in the mountains. A few months later, these sounds began to reverberate around the forest and lake area, accompanied by recurrences of wildlife corpses showing up at a consistent rate. Hunters and hikers have become concerned. I had my town officers conduct investigations into these incidents without cause. About a few months ago, reports have escalated into vandalism and property damage in town. One of my officers investigating this was killed. It appears an animal was involved. We have called experts in from the city, and they will be arriving shortly.
My name is Amber. I'm a climate researcher investigating the pristine lake. Something has been released into the lake infecting the animals. I can explain what is going on, but first I need...
We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer.
Alright, for those of you who've actually been waiting since December last year, Remedy Entertainment's Alan Wake 2 actually just received a bit of an update. Apparently the game is now releasing early to mid next year for next generation of consoles and PCs, and it'll be some sort of a less action-oriented experience we hear, and more of a cinematic kind of game. Just in case you're wondering, in terms of story, picking up exactly where the story left off after the first game.
Is a monster. And monsters.
Coming up behind that, there's something that caught on our radar just this past week called Once Be Human. I don't even know what this is, to be honest, but a survival game apparently, and one that you'll be able to play with friends online. Here's the trailer. Almost 3 years ago, to this day, Sony came up with the announcement of a science fiction first-person horror game shooter, also going by the name Quantum Error, in case you missed it. Actually, what they came out to announce a little later to be taking quite a bit of inspiration from Dead Space games. See, ever since though, that game's still going through development. In fact, it's now being built using Unreal Engine 5 and coming to both generation of consoles and not PCs for some reason here. Here's the trailer. This game's set to be coming out sometime later this year.
go. I have a bad feeling about this.
Alright, VR games. Guys, if you're keen to them, I have reason to believe there's a chance you've already heard about Propagation VR already. Game that actually came out a couple of years ago as a survival horror, it's pretty solid, and the point being is that it's now getting a sequel called Propagation Paradise Hotel. Yeah, what is touted as an intense survival horror adventure VR with thrilling storytelling? Here's the trailer. This game will be a single player only and coming to PCs, technically PC VR, in about a few months from now, we hear.
How do you hear? You are in place. Now you need to fix paranormal activity.
On the other hand, we have Ghost Watchers, a co-op online horror game in which you basically get to explore and hunt ghosts in abandoned houses. Well, what I have reason to believe in short and almost identical game to Phasmophobia, tad different is what they say in terms of encounters, where it's going to be just the most unique amongst the rest. Well, check it out, this game's coming to PCs only through Steam sometime later this year.
Agent, codename Desmond.
Now, coming up, if you're keen on having a tiny bit of mystery on top of your horror games, go ahead and take a look at what's called over here Sharon's Staircase. Sharon with a C also. Actually, well, as you can see, a first-person horror mystery, technically how it is described by a Spanish indie developer called Indigo. Here's the trailer. This game's said to be coming to PCs only through Steam and in the next few months, if we're lucky.
It is something the world needs to know about. This is my story.
What? This feels wrong.
Moving on, it is Bendy and the Dark Revival from only a couple of years ago, and after a 6-year legacy and about 4 pretty successful sequels, in case you are new to. This is a pretty much nostalgia classic first-person suspense survival horror, for which they also just released a new they're actually releasing trailers for the new entry to celebrate the announcements, and said more news, especially in terms of a release date, is coming our way real shortly. Coming up behind that, we have what's called Mirror's Forge. Well, as you can see, a first-person psychological survival horror game announced only a couple of months ago. Pretty good game if I say so myself, based on the demo which I played, which is still available on Steam right now. It's got good graphics and just a lot of puzzles to get busy with. Check it out, this game is set to be coming to PCs only in its full and on the 29th of September this year.
See me.
I'll find you, Jill. I'll find you.
Hello? Guys? You think this is funny?
The Backrooms 1998 actually just came our way through its early access phase on Steam, and it is now sitting there with a lot of positive reviews. This game is a first-person found footage psychological horror survival, and it basically tells the story of a young teen after accidentally falling into the depth of the backrooms in 1998. Check it out, the full game is also set to be coming out later this year.
Oh my god, oh my god. This is fucked up. Stay away from me! Help someone! No.
It's amazing. This wildlife. The forest. But it's really sharp. Everything what he wrote is true. They can't find out about it.
And last but not least, literally, we've got something going on here called Last Visit. Well, what is described by its developers as a combination of an adventure game and survival horror. Not really much to talk about with this one, as it's available on Steam through a demo, so just go ahead and give it a shot, and here's how it actually looks like. The full game releases on PCs eventually on August 19th.
Who was that? Is somebody here?
Monsters. Getting closer. We don't have much time. He can come back any minute now. All of them.